Okay, so what do we have here is the ultimate event agent. This is the agent that as a event coordinator, as a wedding coordinator, as a corporate function coordinator, that you want for your guests to set up these events. So this is how it works. One, you have a dashboard. So it's going to show you all the active events that you have, assuming that you're running multiple events. All the members or attendees that the message went to, the message is sent, and the message is received. And the message is received is this allows your guests or users to text back asking for more details about the event. Now, if you go down to a particular event, it really just starts with, let's go ahead and look at the details of this event. This is going to be the tech conference. So if I go into edit here, you will notice that you can select the type of event. And based on this type, this really just primes the AI on how it needs to respond to your guests for the event. You give it a description. This is an internal description. You give it the time of the event, the start time, the end time. This can be a multi-day event, as you can see here. You also have a ability to paste in the sign-up form for the event. So what's going to happen is that this initial message will go out to your guests, and it will say, okay, to register, fill out this form. And this registration form could be a Microsoft form. So here, for example, this is a Microsoft form that was completed back for the real estate group for Friendsgiving during the Thanksgiving holiday, asking for basic information. So they'll pull this up on their mobile device, put in their first name, their last name, how many guests are going to be attending, the phone number, so that way they can get text message updates, any dietary restrictions, as well as any information that they want to learn at the event, like they want to learn more about real estate or the bird process or the sub 2 or fix and flip, wherever the case may be. And then here, this is just authorizing to send them a text message. So they would paste that. What you would do, you would paste this in so that way your users can go ahead and sign up. And then you have the initial message. This is important because we are sending SMS. We can't send them every last single detail about the event. This is really just to get the conversation started. So here we just say, okay, welcome to the Tech Conference 2024. Here's our start date. Here's the convention center in San Francisco. But then you have this other information that you can ground the AI with to really just give them more information about the event. Now, this is information that could be pre-event, during the event, as well as post-event, and you can always add to this as the event progresses. So if you look at some of this detail, you can have like information about the keynote speakers, any details and information about the various workshops, any networking events, which hall certain things are going to be in, will breakfast and lunch be provided, and you can specify which days and times they'll be provided, as well as the location. Information about things like parking and dress code and maybe the Wi-Fi password. So these are a level of details that the AI is grounded in that your users can text back and say, thanks for this information. Will Wi-Fi be available? Is Wi-Fi free? And then once they're there, what is the Wi-Fi password? It's which one of these Wi-Fi should I connect to? And then you have this message scheduling. The way that this works is that, obviously before the event, you want to send this out. But this is really important. This is the delay, the min and max delay of sending out this event. This is allow you to prevent your phone number that you use to send your event information from being flagged as spam. So we have 500 registered guests for an upcoming event. We don't want to spray that out, all 500 within 3 seconds, because the major carriers for cell phones would then flag us as potential spam, right? So this allows us to send that information out in a more natural human way. And the solution or the Power Automate will actually send this out at a random time, either within 30 seconds, as soon as 30 seconds, or as slow as 300 seconds or 5 minutes, right? So once you have all the information, you just go ahead and update that. Now, here's another thing about these events. These events, you want the ability to send, and we got a lot of feedback from event coordinators, especially those who actually manage event centers, to provide an additional information about the event. So now you have this ability to send these ad hoc events out to your guests. So there could be an event reminder. You can go ahead and set that up. You can schedule those to come out so you can plan your entire event, the initial message, all the reminders up until the start, as well as key reminders about keynote speakers or if it's a wedding, okay, the garden toss is going to happen at this time, whatever the case may be. So those could be scheduled and those are going to be immediate, allowing you to have that immediate conversation back and forth with your users. And again, when I say back and forth, you're sending this out, priming the AI on what to say, what was sent, and answering questions from your guests. Now, what does answering questions look like? As you can see, here's an example of Sarah Johnson. We have her information, which event Sarah is attending. And this is the initial message. Remember how I said that you have the initial message, and which is different from the entire event detail. So here we're not going to go into a lot of information about the food that's going to be available, the Wi-Fi password, or even the keynote speakers. But the AI is grounded with that information in the event details, priming them to answer these questions. So here is the AI sending out the initial message. Here's Sarah responding back. Thanks for the info. What time does the event start? All of that information is primed. We gave Sarah the event title and then the range and then the location, but here she can get more information about what the event start. And then it would say, is there any time, what time does the event start each day? And then here you can have more information for that. So you can go and look as an admin or as an event coordinator, go in, take a look at all the conversations that are happening to all the users who are conversing with the AI, just to make sure that the AI is responding in kind and providing very detailed information and helpful information about the event. And then again, as an event coordinator, this may be more relevant, for example, producers. So we may have a producer here in the Cincinnati area that really just specialize in nightlife, maybe specialize in nightlife events or promotional events for a certain demographic. This allows them to see who are constantly or consistently signing up for their conferences at the guest level. So here you have John Smith, their information, and you can tell that John signed up for the tech conference, and John also signed up for a different event for another client, same promoter, for the product launch event. And you can say the same with Mike Wilson. Mike signed up for the product event, and then Mike also signed up for the team building workshop at a different date. So again, this just gives you a lot of capability, but the key piece to this agent is the fact that they can have a two-way conversation with your guests, providing up-to-date information, the latest information, making sure the guests feel like they're heard, you're being responsive, and now your phone is not ringing off the hook with answering some of the same repeat information about this event. Okay, so how do we put this together? First off, we got that nice UI. Now, this is the technical pieces of it. So this is going to be a React application. This is going to be hosted in an Azure web app, and that's going to be a serverless web app that you will host this in. Then you will have the middle tier, which is going to be the Power Automate. This is going to be like the workflow engine and the process engine. And this is just going to give us access to some of the underlying capabilities in Microsoft 365. Now, if you're running your organization on Microsoft 365, you actually have the unfair advantage because a lot of the tools and capabilities that you need to have these AI agents, create your own AI agents, have an organization like Alventa build you custom AI agents to help enhance and automate and accelerate your internal business operation. You're going to come with Microsoft 365, all the bricks and the layers and the services and the application that you need. So 60 or 70% of the infrastructure you need is already there. It just needs to be enabled and configured. So one of those things that we leverage is SharePoint Lists. We love SharePoint Lists because of their flexible data structure and schema that we can create, as well as some of their rich column types. So things like the multi-line column type or the single line column type, the date column type, the lookup, the choice, XYZ. And we can spin those up in the browser fairly quickly. So here with the Power Automate in that React app, you saw we had a section for all of our events, right? And you can set up and create that. You also had a section for all of the members, and you also had a section for all of the conversations that your guests were having with the AI. All of those will be stored in different SharePoint lists that are relevant, and the SharePoint list can have a one-to-many or a many-to-many or any of those SQL type structure relationships to where we can perform this and we can create this and we can build it at scale. And we have the flexibility to adhere or change that structure very quickly. The other thing that you get with Microsoft Platform is one of the key pieces that I love is the Azure AI Foundry. And here with Azure AI Foundry, Microsoft is leveraging their relationship with OpenAI, who are the creators of ChatGPT. So the same smarts that ChatGPT have, you have access to those in your Microsoft Cloud tenant. Again, giving you the unfair advantage for that. Not only do you have access to the Azure AI, the same ChatGPT models like the O1 model and the 4.5 model and the 4.1 model or even the O3 deep reasoning model. You have access to all of those in AI Foundry. You also have access to some of the other popular models like the whole LLM class provided by Grok or Meta with Llama or DeepSync, or any of the 5,000, 6,000 LLMs that specialize in many different data domains that are hosted in Hugging Face. You have access to all of those within Azure AI Foundry. Now, the benefit of running that model within AI Foundry versus directly within OpenAI is that you have a copy of the model hosted in Azure AI and running under your data security or your data regulatory policy and procedure, allowing your information to stay within your tenant and within your environment, and you're not training the public AI to where the AI is getting smart on your business data and potentially providing answers about your business to another user remotely and disconnected from your business, asking questions that your business data is the answer to. So we prevent all of that by running all of these models under Azure AI Foundry, keeping things secure, and even in a simple agent like a AI event agent where the data may be public, but again, this could be a corporate event where they may be talking about certain corporate information, presentations, and different speakers and workshops and wherever the case may be that you don't want to be public knowledge, that you don't want to use to train the AI, or even information or questions provided by your guests. You don't want that information or those questions to somehow be training a public AI and be an answer to someone who's disconnected from your entity as an answer. So this is how it all works. So what React was going to do for every button, so all of our events will get funneled if they're stored here in the SharePoint list. They will get funneled up through Power Automate and then be provided as a service to React and be displayed to that user. And we love this React application because this primes us to be a very reactive solution that works well on desktop as well as mobile application. So we're going to be responsive in that way. You can see how the cards collapse, and that just allows you to run this on an iPhone, an Android, a Google Pixel, an iPad in vertical orientation or horizontal orientation, or even on desktops that are many different resolution size. So you can be one that has very high resolution and a desktop that may have very low resolution for those that are visually need things bigger, right? So again, having this in a React, and you can also have these secured to your Entra ID login to where it positions you to the fact that users can authenticate with their Microsoft account. And that could be both their Microsoft account that's for personal as well as a Microsoft account that's for business. This opens you up to more of a B2B or B2C scenario to where users can be authenticated and create a profile within your React application. And saving that profile detail, integrating your business information, or maybe like a CRM or like a HubSpot or a Salesforce, or even if there's things related to ticketing, you can present all that information and quickly and easily integrate it, because now you have Power Automate that's going to be that window pane into your backend business data. So as of July of 2025, this is the art of the possible and how you can build real world business agents using AI with business data, secure within your existing data domain, policy, regulatory requirements, and data security, and leverage AI, the benefit of the smartness and intelligence of AI in a safe manner. This is the SMS Event AI Agent.